Hey everybody, Alex Cutler 247 here. Thank you guys so much for jumping on this video. Again, I am not a licensed financial advisor. This is purely for entertainment purposes, so let's get started. Today was such a big day for CCIV and Lucid. The fact that I have to create a part 2 video to go over even more information that truthfully will paint a better picture of what is happening or what's going to happen here soon. So we're going to go over the chart analysis again and see what happened during the after hours, as well as we'll go review the post by Reuters as well as Barron's, and then we'll go over the Bloomberg Terminal image as well as the SEC filings that posted throughout the day. So make sure to stick around for that, as well as before we get into it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment any questions that you guys do have. I would really appreciate it. So let's get into the chart analysis. Looking at the chart, again, we see that big step ups, and obviously upon the news by Reuters that the stock started to spike substantially, and then it halted multiple times, and then they had the massive gap up, which caused it to spike up above 44% and higher, reaching around $55.5, which after that slowly went horizontal. We have a nice symmetrical triangle being formed, and during the after hours we had around a 2% minor sell-off, quote-unquote sell-off. Not really a sell-off, it's just people taking minor profits, which again, in my opinion, you're going to kind of regret that down the road. It's like, obviously it's apples to oranges, Tesla and Lucid, but think about it, you're basically buying Tesla 6 years before now. You're going to kind of regret it down the road. Hopefully he or she, whoever sold, you're holding a decent amount of your position still. So let's get into the review. So the review from the previous video, we're going to go over obviously Reuters. Reuters posted that Lucid Motors is near SPAC deal with Klein. Obviously that that they are getting close to a deal to go public at roughly $12 billion valuation with Michael Klein. And Michael Klein is in talks with investors to raise more than $1 billion for the PIPE. Barron's later that day said that Lucid Motors won't confirm it's merging with Churchill. Obviously, we understand why, because they legally cannot until there's an SEC filing, and then they'll most likely do it immediately. As soon as it's filed, they'll have something up and ready for them. So let's get into other posts. So this is the Bloomberg Terminal image that populated. I know that a lot of people have been trying to find it. I grabbed it from one of my followers, and shout out to them. Thank you guys so much for giving me this image. So this Bloomberg Terminal image gives all the information. So Lucid Motors is near deal to merge with Churchill Capital 4 by Reuters. The deal, again, like we just said, $12 billion in a merger with Churchill Capital 4. But with the highlighted, what I said is that the size of the PIPE could reach $1.5 billion. One source told Reuters. But another big quote is the fact that Lucid and Michael Klein agreed on the key terms of the deal. That's the biggest thing to take from this image. The fact that they have agreed on the key terms of the deal. That means that they are comfortable by giving out all this information. That means that everything is laid out predominantly, and they're just getting everything put together. So obviously they declined to comment, as well as Churchill and Lucid. We understand that for legality purposes. This is still a really big deal. Agreed to the key terms of the deal. And these are the SEC filings that were posted today from from all three: Glacier Capital, Wisteria Capital, and Churchill Capital 4. That's a big deal. So each one has a substantial amount of shares. Obviously, Churchill Capital 4, by putting together this deal, deserves higher shares. Reaching around 12.3 million for Glacier, 11.19 million of shares for Wisteria, and then 51.75 million shares for Churchill. That's a huge deal. The fact that Michael Klein filed for his shares, for Churchill Capital shares for this, means that they are very close to the deal being completely closed and agreed upon. Klein wouldn't do this unless it was like the absolute last filing that he would do, unless they're waiting on the public investment fund, which I know that public investment fund sometimes does this, but the last time they invested into a Churchill Capital SPAC, it was Multiplan, and Multiplan went public, and then they put in around $8.8 million into it. So that's a really big deal. Something to really pay attention to. All the filings, everything that we just went over is really important. All comes to the timeline. The Klein filing, the Churchill Capital 4 SC13 is a big deal. We are close. We are imminent. The deal is imminent. That's why Reuters posted out their data as well as many other media outlets. So thank you guys so much for jumping on. I really appreciate you guys coming and following. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment any questions that you guys do have. And I look forward to see you guys on the next one. Thank you guys so much.